Good evening, everyone. Hope you're all having a good Tuesday today. Hope you're all staying safe and healthy out there. Those of you that have to go out in the world and keep on working and doing the jobs and so on and so forth. I've been fortunate. I've been lucky to stay home for the last couple weeks. But tonight, excuse me, a little bit late on getting this out. Had a kind of busy day today. Did sleep in a little bit. And I didn't have any new boxes that I wanted to open. Most of the boxes that I have are junk wax era baseball and a couple of football. And I do have a couple racing, but I'm not really interested in opening those right now as they are older boxes. I've got a bunch of stacks of cards here on my table that I've got to work on going through. And if you've listened in some of my previous videos, I am working on a rookie card project. I'm trying to get all my NASCAR rookie cards separated, sleeved, and I don't want to say slabbed, but in the hard cases that have the white lettering of the rookie card notation. So I've been working on that kind of as a side project and doing the best that I can on that, as I've got thousands of cards to go through and they're not well organized right now. With that being said, this is one of the videos that I wanted to do. I just want to kind of call it a rookie card bonanza. So we'll just go through some of the rookie cards that I've had kind of sitting off to the side here in the stacks that I've been getting sleeved up. So that way everybody can kind of have an idea who to look for if they're looking for rookie cards of particular drivers. And these are in no particular order, so there's going to be some duplicates, and we'll get started right now. This, excuse me, still fighting a little bit with my sinuses, but we're getting better on that. And I can't read it because PressPass likes to make their printing so small. We have 2012. This is PressPass Fanfare. This is Jeb Burton. Of course, Jeb is the son of Ward Burton. Show you the front and back of that card. This is when he ran in the truck series. Don't remember who the owner of the truck was. Of course, Jeb just kind of is running part-time in Junior Motorsports this year. Got a couple duplicates of this one. 98 PressPass Matt Kenseth. Of course, Matt is the 2003 Cup Series champion. And that victory was his first career victory in 1998 at Rockingham, I'm sure, if we look on that. Can't really read that. It looks like it said MB&A Gold 200, so that would have been a Dover race. But his first career win did come in 98 at Rockingham when he passed Tony Stewart on the last lap. Next one is 2003 PressPass Andy Santerre. Of course, Andy is a former Busch North Series champion who went to the Busch Series, the what you call the Southern Tour, but it was the main series of the Busch label. Did not have the success that he wanted. He didn't adapt well to the super speedways. Now we have a 2002 Brendan Gaughan. This is when Brendan was the Winston West Series champion 2001. You've seen that on the card there. I'm sure that is the Bill McAnally owned car. Then we have Ridgeway, Virginia's Jimmy Hensley, 1989 Max card there. Of course, Jimmy would have been a Busch Series driver at this time. He would later become the 1992 Winston Cup Rookie of the Year, driving for Cale Yarborough Motorsports. This is a 2000 Upper Deck Victory Circle of Hank Parker Jr. Sorry about that. Of course, Hank is the son of bass fishing angler Hank Parker. Here's our first Hall of Famer of the day, Bobby Labonte. This is from 1991 Max, when he was driving his family-owned Penrose Firecrackers Oldsmobile. Of course, Penrose was later bought out by the parent company that makes Slim Jims, and that's why the following year that team sponsorship changed from Penrose to Slim Jim. Here we have a 98 PressPass Stealth Red Foil Tony Stewart. There you see the back of that card. Then we have a 2008 PressPass Stealth Brad Keselowski when he drove for Junior Motorsports in the then Nationwide Series. It may have still been Busch at the time. Nope, it was Nationwide, just seen it on the logo. We have a 2004 Wheels High Gear David Stremme, noting that David was the Busch Series Rookie of the Year in 2003. Of course, he drove a partial season that year for James Finch in the yellow transportation car. 1991 Max again, represented by Jeff Burton. Jeff was in the Busch Series in this time. 1991, he was driving, I believe, for Sam Ard. The 1992, he went to J&J Racing. Got his first career win with Sam Ard. Now we have a 1997, Kenny Irwin Jr. VIP. 1997. Of course, this was when Kenny was driving in the truck series. I can't remember the truck owner's name, but the number was 98 and it was sponsored by Raybestos Brakes. Of course, here we have one with gold foil. I'm going to have to change that. I don't like the gold. I like the white. I think it pops better. 1995 Finish Line Super Truck cards. Mike Skinner. Of course, Mike was the inaugural champion of the Super Truck Series. We have two of those back-to-back. Our first crew chief of the day, represented in 1990 Max by Paul Andrews. Of course, you see on his left pocket there, AK for Alan Quickie Racing. Paul was the longtime crew chief for Alan in the Cup Series, and together they won the 1992 Winston Cup Championship. Our next one is Tony Spanos. Almost everybody is going, who is this? Tony ran just a couple races in the late 80s, early 90s. I know he did run one race in 1987 for James Hilton. Tony is from Australia. And there's the stats on the back. And you see he did one race in 87. I believe that was at Martinsville for James Hilton. I'd have to look that one up just to be 100% sure. 91 Max here, Joe Nemechek. Of course, Joe is the 1992 Busch Series champion, driving his own Lozito Pharmacies Texas Pete sponsored Chevrolets that year. He won the title by 3 points over Bobby Labonte that year. We have Todd Bodine, 1991 Max. Of course, this team here, Ames sponsorship. Can't see the logo there on the Highline Racing. Okay, this was a team that was ran by Ted Conder, who was one of the founders of Sabco. That's really now Chip Ganassi's team. Trying to have to read the year on this one. It looks like it's about 2000 maybe. No, I'm sorry, 1997. 1997 Skybox profile, Buckshot Jones. Of course, Buckshot had a big feud with Randy LaJoie there in the late 90s. I didn't get many of these profile cards. They do look really nice. Maybe if I can get me a box, I'd really like that. I think it'd be fun to open a box. Of course, this was one that I had my PC for a while, 1988 Max Davey Allison. I think I pulled a few of these on those early videos when I had those packs of 1988 Max that I'd got at a flea market. Of course, Davey is the 1987 Rookie of the Year and would finish third in the championship in 91 and 92. Next up, 2004 Wheels High Gear, Kyle Busch. Gold letters, we're going to have to change that one out. But this is when he ran. The 87 car was really a Rick Hendrick funded and supported team, but ran under Joe Nemechek's ownership, mainly for owner's points, so that way Kyle could be guaranteed into his first few races that he was running. Again, one that I got in a lot of cards, excuse me. Of course, Kyle is now a two-time series champion. This next one is another one that people may be going, who is this? This is John King. I believe it's 2012 Fanfare. But John won the truck race at Daytona driving for Red Horse Racing. And he just kind of slowly, I don't want to say faded into obscurity. I think that's a little bit hard to say, or a little bit rough to say, but he didn't have much success after that. And we have a 2010 Elements, Ryan Truex. Always like the Elements cards. This is when I started liking their product a little bit more. We have a 93 Wheels Rookie Thunder, Hermie Sadler. Of course, Hermie is the older brother of Elliott Sadler. Hermie has two Busch Series wins to his credit, one in 93 and one at 94, both at Orange County. This is Steve Carlson. Obviously, he's a 2000 Touring Series champion, Remax Challenge. I don't have much information on Mr. Carlson, but here we have a little bit of information on the back about him. You can pause that and read that, but it is a rookie card, so it does get sleeved up. We do have Jake Hobgood, former Goodies Dash Series champion. Jake, and I believe his brother's name was Will, they were standouts in that series. I think they may have only made a handful of Busch Series or Truck Series starts, But the 2003 was the last year of the Goodies Dash Series. Then it became the iPower Dash Series. It was independently owned, not under NASCAR sanction, and that division has since folded. Here we have another 2003 Press Pass card. This is Eric Norris, and yes, that is the son of martial arts star Chuck Norris, and you'll see that on the back. This is the parallel version. I do happen to have the regular version right here, and again we can see 89 and P89 for platinum. So we have a regular and a parallel version. We have Press Pass 1997 here, Lyndon Amick. And if you go back about 6 months or a year on the Scene Vault podcast, they had a 2-part interview with Lyndon Amick. Very interesting individual. He gave up his racing career to go into the military and fight in Afghanistan. So find that on your podcast player, Scene Vault podcast. Go back and listen to that. Really, really compelling story there about Lyndon Amick. We have another Hank Parker Jr. This is 2000 MVP. Really like this set. I thought it was really sharp, really clean. There you see another picture of Hank's car. Hank Jr., that is. Another junior, 2000 MVP, Bobby Hamilton Jr. Bobby kind of had an up and down career both in the Busch Series. Never really got off the ground in the Cup Series. He did drive a year for Cal Wells in the number 32 Tide car, but they just really didn't have great results there. Another 91 Max representative here, Ward Burton, the older brother of Jeff Burton. Of course, Ward is the 2002 Daytona 500 winner. Ward got his first Busch Series win in 1992 at Rockingham in the spring race. Another rookie card here, 2009. This is 2008 Xfinity, or Nationwide at the time, 2008 Xfinity Series Rookie of the Year, Landon Castle. He was driving a partial season for Junior Motorsports. Now we have a 2010 Wheels Main Event, Trevor Bayne. Again, I wasn't collecting much at this time, so this one probably come out of a repack box of packs. We have a whole mess of more Tony Stewarts. So we have, this is 98 Stealth. This is the regular, and then the red foil. Now, there's no designation. They didn't put any designations in the numbers back then, but you just kind of knew, okay, the silver foil is the regular card, the base card, and the red foil was the parallel. We have a 97 SB, or Scoreboard, Robbie Gordon. So get the back of that card. Of course, Robbie won a pole in 1997, his rookie year in Atlanta in the spring. But unfortunately, he crashed. No, it was Johnny Benson that crashed in practice the year before. I apologize. But Robbie did end up with 3 Cup Series wins. Here we have 2 more. Wow, imagine that. We got one back here as well. That will be one of the giveaway cards. If the lucky, we'll tell you about the end about that card. So we have another 99 wheels. A couple of them here of Matt Kenseth. Of course, we talked about Matt a little bit. 2003. Cup Series champion, the last champion under the Winston banner, and the last full season champion. Of course, here's another 91 Max Bobby Labonte. We have a 97 VIP Explosive, so this is the parallel, still a rookie card of Robbie Gordon. 91 Max Bobby Dotter. Of course, Bobby owns the 07 and the 08 cars in the Xfinity Series of Joe Graff Jr. and Ray Black Jr. Here we have another VIP 97, Kenny Irwin. Of course, Kenny was tragically killed in 2000 in a practice crash at New Hampshire. We have Todd Bodine again. We have a 2005 Press Pass Trackside, Todd Cleaver. 97 Press Pass Premium, Robbie Gordon, and the mirror edition of that card, the parallel. So we'll flip those around. You see the backs have no difference, but it's very obvious on the front. One does not have a reflective surface, and the other one is very reflective. What year Donruss is this? 2017 Donruss Panini, Todd Gilliland. Todd won his first truck race last year at Martinsville driving for Kyle Busch Motorsports. 2005 Mark McFarlane Press Pass. This is when he drove for Dale Jr. I believe Mark is currently a crew chief on one of the ARCA teams. I'll have to double check that, but last time I knew last year he was a crew chief on one of the ARCA teams. Now we have a 2010 Element Trevor Bayne. Of course, we've talked about I like the Element cards around this time. Now we have a handful of Kyle Larsons coming up here. 2014 Kyle Larson. So I've got a few more of those. Danny, I think I may have sent you one of those, or you may already have one, I'm not sure. Got a rookie card of Todd Bodine again. And these are in no particular order. Bobby Labonte, Ward Burton. Just as I come across to my sleeve, and then I put them in a stack over here. Eventually I'm going to have a one of those super shoe boxes. It's going to be nothing but rookies, and I'll get them organized by driver. Here we have a 94 Trax Premium, but the Premium is just part of the name. It's not a premier set or anything. This is the regular, and this is the first run. You see the first run stamping on there. Johnny Andretti. He was in the running for 94 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. Very unique season. He drove about the first half, well, maybe a little bit more, maybe first 60% of the schedule for Billy Hagan. Then in August, when Billy Hagan's team shut down, Richard Petty Enterprises, he finished the season. His first race for the team, he qualified outside pole at Michigan. We have 294 high gear Johnny Andretti cards, both just base set. Thought maybe one of them might have been a gold or a first or a day one parallel, but they are not. So we have a few more John Andretti's here, 94 finish line. And then a 94 power. I got another Trax that we can stack up there. 94 power. Power was previously Pro Set, and then they got bought out, or however that transaction went down. I think they was finish line maybe for a year, and then Power kind of was involved in that somehow. They rebranded Pro Set as Power Racing by Pro Set or something to that effect, and it just didn't take off. Here we have 08 Press Pass Speedway, Brad Keselowski. Another parallel of Kenny Irwin Jr., 97 VIP. Of course, he was the 1998 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. Got a couple more Brendan Gaughan's from 2002 Press Pass. Couple of Eric Almirola, 2006. Let's see if that's 6 or 7. 2007 Trax. Of course, Eric was in the driver development program for Joe Gibbs Racing for a while. There was a race at Milwaukee where Denny Hamlin was supposed to qualify or start the race anyway. He couldn't get there in time. Eric got credit for the start, but the crew and the sponsor wanted him to be out of the car. They put Denny in, and Eric pretty much quit the team. He did get credit for that win, but that kind of ended that relationship. Then he went to DEI shortly thereafter. Here we have a 2002 Matt Crafton, 2002 Press Pass Trackside Matt Crafton. Didn't really like that Menards paint scheme. Thought they could have done something a little bit better. A lot of empty space on that hood for advertising. That was a poorly executed paint job. There you see, that's still the team that he drives for today. He had about a 3 or 4 year hiatus where he drove for Kevin Harvick. 2 more Johnny Andretti's. These are 94 Max. This is the base set. Always liked Max. Didn't like the fact that they didn't put a lot of stats on the back. But they always did have a nice write-up about the drivers. Johnny Benson Jr., the 1995 Busch Series champion, 1996 Cup Series Rookie of the Year. This is when he was driving for Bill Bumgardner in the Busch Series, the Base Motorsports team. Yeah, there you see Base Motorsports team name. A couple of them here. Clifford Allison, 92 Pro Set. There you see Clifford with his dad Bobby during an ARCA race. And there's the back of it with Clifford's information. Tragically, Clifford passed away in 1992 in a practice accident at Michigan International Speedway. I was there for that, and it was not a pleasant day that day. Here we have 1992 Pro Set, Dorsey Schrader. Dorsey is a world-renowned IMSA and SCCA driver. There you see IMSA GTO and SCCA. He drove for Junie Donlavey in the 1992 Daytona 500. Also relief drove for Davey Allison and drove a couple races in Cale Yarborough's car in 1991. Irv Hare, another road racer, ran a handful of Cup Series races in the early 90s. Had a couple of top 10 finishes, all on road courses. Wally Dallenbach Jr., 1991 Pro Set. He drove most of his races in 1990 in a Junie Donlavey car, mostly prepared by Jack Roush. We have a couple of 1991 Ted Musgraves. Of course, Ted was runner-up in 1991 Cup Series Rookie of the Year, and would later become a Truck Series champion. I'm drawing a blank what year, but I knew it was in about 2007, somewhere along in there, 2005. Running down to the last couple cards out of this stack, we have another Mike Skinner Super Trucks Finish Line Super Truck Series. Then we have this 2007 Rittenhouse Danica Patrick. Of course, we know her Cup Series rookie, I believe, is 2010. I'll have to double check that. So it looks like it could be a promo card as well. And then we'll end this one with Haley Deegan and her 2018 Panini Victory Lane card. There you see the back of it. Very nice card there. So just doing a little something different today. I wanted to get a video out for you guys. I know you guys have been appreciating it, and I appreciate the feedback. I appreciate you guys watching it. I got a couple of things that I ordered on eBay that'll be coming in that we'll be looking at. Just a couple sets of cards that I was wanting. Got some good deals on it, so we'll look at those when those come in here in the next few days. Tomorrow will probably be another installment of Special Request Danny and Gray's more Jeff Gordon cards. But as you know, we're inching closer to that 100 subscriber mark. When we get there, we're going to give away one of the three cards here. We've got a 98 Tony Stewart VIP, which we've seen a few of today, the 89 Donruss Ken Griffey Jr., or the 2016 Topps Archives Braun Strowman. It's either Archives or Heritage, but I'm pretty sure it's Archives. But at any rate, I appreciate you guys watching. Again, stay safe out there amid this pandemic that we're in the middle of. I appreciate you watching. Keep that feedback coming. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Have a great day.